Hey everyone, Shane here with etrailer.com. Today I have a 2021 Ford Bronco Sport, and I want to walk through how to install the CURT Class 3 trailer hitch receiver. Adding a hitch receiver on your vehicle is going to give you a lot of different options. Maybe you want to pull a trailer. Maybe you have bikes that you're tired of loading inside the vehicle, and you want to add a bike rack, but you don't want to put a bike rack up on your roof. Maybe you want to put a cargo carrier on it because you want to get some items from inside the vehicle, put them outside, and make a little bit more room for your passengers. Adding a Class 3 hitch is going to give you all of those options. As I mentioned, Class 3 hitch, 2" by 2" receiver tube opening, reinforced collar gives us a little extra stability there. Hitch pin hole is going to be 5/8 inch in diameter. Take a standard 5/8 hitch pin. Hitch pin and clip does not come with a hitch, however they can be found here at eTrailer. Rolled steel safety chain loops will accommodate different size safety chain hooks. The hitch itself is going to be a steel construction. Very thick black powder coat finish. It's going to stay looking nice for a very long time. As you can see, our receiver tube is completely hidden behind the bumper fascia. The only thing we really see is our receiver tube here. So it's going to maintain a nice clean look on the vehicle when we're not hauling anything. Now I'm going to give you a few weight capacities and measurements to help you when deciding on any of your hitch mount accessories like your bike racks, ball mounts, and cargo carriers. From the center of the hitch pin hole to the outermost part of the bumper is going to be about 4 inches. The number is important for any of your hitch mount accessories like your bike racks and cargo carriers that might fold up against the vehicle. You want to make sure they're not going to make contact. From the ground to the top innermost part of our receiver tube is going to be about 15.5 inches. Keep that number in mind for any of your hitch mount accessories that may require a little bit more ground clearance. As far as our weight capacities go, we're going to have a 525-pound max tongue weight, which is a downward pressure on the inside of the receiver tube. So when you're loading the cargo carrier, bike rack, even a trailer, you want to make sure you're not exceeding that. We're going to have a 3,500-pound gross trailer weight, which is the trailer plus the load included. I always recommend checking the owner's manual of the vehicle. Make sure the vehicle can withstand that amount of weight. You're going to go with the lowest number between the vehicle and the hitch. Now that we've gone over some of the features, let's walk through how to get it installed. To start our installation, we're going to take a 7mm socket. We're going to remove the 4 bolts, the one right across the bottom of our fascia. Next, we're going to take a strap. You can really hang it from anywhere. I like hanging it from the springs because it's easy. We're going to run it underneath our exhaust pipe, and we'll tighten that up. Then we're going to remove our exhaust. We're going to have 2 isolators right back here. We're going to use a 10mm socket to remove those. We're going to have one right up in the center, and we're going to use a pry bar to get that one off. 10mm socket, I have a bolt here. Same thing on this side. You're going to have a nut with some wiring that's connected to it. Pull that wiring down, and then we'll remove the bolt holding the exhaust up. And our one here in the center, maybe you got an idea if you spray the end of it down with some lubricant. Soapy water works great as well. We can take some channel locks, and we can just push that out like that. Now we'll slowly lower our strap to give us room to work on our frame rails. There are 3 holes we're going to be using. One of them is underneath our wheel well panel, right up under here. You'll see this extra piece here that's on our frame rail. You can either cut that off, remove the 2 fasteners, or shove it up, next to your frame rail up here. Trim panel tool, flathead screwdriver, remove the push pin fastener here. And then we'll remove this guy here. I'm actually not going to cut it. I'm just going to take it like this. We'll tuck it right up next to the frame rail. We're going to be using these 3 holes. We're going to feed our hardware through this hole. Can be a little bit trying to get your hardware through there. I'm going to show you how to do it. If you want to make it easier, you can always kind of shave that side a little bit or shave one of the sides a little bit to help the head of the bolt go in a little better. We're going to take our pull wire, spring end. We're going to start at this most rear hole, and we're going to get our spring end to come out of this hole. Like that. We don't want to pull our wire all the way through. We're going to take a spacer block. We're going to feed it on. Go ahead and feed it through the hole. We're going to take our bolt, thread it onto the pull wire. And we're going to take our bolt and we're going to stick it in backwards. Make sure you hold on to the wire. Just like that. We're going to do the same thing with this one. Then we're going to repeat the process on the other side of the vehicle. Next, we need to trim out our lower fascia. You're going to have a metal panel back here. We don't want to trim that. We're just trimming the fascia. Kind of see how I have it marked here? I'm just going to use a rotary tool to cut that out. Then you can take a file, just a utility knife, run it right along the edges, and it'll knock off the burrs and kind of clean it up a little bit. Now with an extra set of hands, we're going to slide our hitch up into place. First, going to take our leaders, feed them through the corresponding holes in the hitch. We're going to pull our fascia out, and we're going to slide the cross tube in between that metal panel and our rear fascia. So what I'm finding is we can't get our hitch flat up against the bottom of the frame rail. So even though the instructions tell us just to cut to here, we're going to have to go up a little bit higher. So you can kind of see how I have it marked out. We'll go ahead and test it out. And if we need to cut out a little bit more, we can do that. Once you get it trimmed out, go ahead and remove our remaining pull wires and add the remaining nuts. Then we'll come back with a 3/4 inch socket, tighten everything down, and then torque it to the specifications and the instructions. Once you have all your hardware torqued down, go ahead, reinstall your exhaust in reverse order from the way you took it off. Don't forget your 4 bolts on the bottom. You can remove your strap. Once you have your exhaust back up into place, and you're ready to go. It's going to do it for look at and installation on the CURT Class 3 Trailer Hitch Receiver on 2021 Ford Bronco Sport.